Here's how I build an aesthetic body with just 3 simple rules. You don't need a complicated routine to get aesthetic. In fact, I just followed some 3 simple rules which changed everything for me. And I remember when I started lifting weights, I wasted years jumping from one workout to another workout and overcomplicating diets and seeing zero results. And basically most of the guys who go to the gym overcomplicate things, and they go to the gym and they do some their cute little workouts of 3 sets of 12, and they're just average gym guys, go to the gym retarded, and they think that they need a overcomplicated, like some complicated routine to actually get a static body, and which is not true. Most guys think that they need a special program to actually build an aesthetic body, but the truth is I just followed some 3 simple rules and I got the results. And 90% of the results just come from 3 simple rules which I'm gonna tell you in this video. So before I give you some advice, just scroll down right now and subscribe to this channel so that more young men would see this video and they would also get an aesthetic body. So the number one rule that helped me a lot in building an aesthetic body is training smarter, not just hard. Most of the advice on internet and everywhere you got for fitness and for building an aesthetic body, it's just you need to train harder. They tell you that you just need to train harder and you just need to progressively overload and everything, and you just need to do ego lifting and like just lift some heavy weights and everything. But I just did that for years and I see no results until I started training smarter and until I added some exercises and progressive overload in that. And what I mean by that, you just need to focus on simple things and actually progressively overloading into it. Most of the guys in the gym who are hyping up and they are like hyping up their bros and like gym bros and everything, they focus on just ego lifting and like training super hard, and they don't actually focus on some muscle mind connection and some the tempo and rep range, or some increasing the weights and some increasing the rep range and actually progressively overloading into it. They go to the gym and just lift weights and just do some 3 to 4 rep range of some 5 rep range, and they are actually in the powerlifting zone, not in the hypertrophy rep range. So you don't need to train actually super hard, you actually need to train smarter. Of course you need to train harder, but also you need to focus on the training smarter. And what I mean by that, just add only 3 to 4 exercises for every muscle group and actually progressively overload into it. Like progressive overload by increasing the weights or maybe increasing the rep range as you do your exercise weekly, and you will actually see the results. Like you don't need to actually ego lift and like focus on like 2 to 3 rep range or 1 rep max or something else. Actually you need to focus on only the hypertrophy rep range, which is 8 to 12 rep range, and by increasing the weights and focusing on the form and actually focusing on the muscle mind connection. That's the thing. You don't need some fancy exercise or some ego lifting or stuff. And the second thing that helped me a lot is eating consistently and don't overthinking about the macros. For most of my lifting journey, I was overthinking about diet and like macros and overcomplicating too many things in my diet, experimenting too many things, and I was not consistent and stick to some only one diet, and that's why I didn't see any progress in years of my fitness journey. But when I stick to only one diet, which is single ingredient diet, I actually started seeing results. I was not overthinking about like protein and like macros and stuff. I was just eating the right things and I was eating them consistently and I was eating more. You actually have to eat more by focusing on the right foods and neglecting all the junk food, all the junk diet processed food, and actually focusing on some right food which actually have some high protein and high fats and high carbohydrates into it, and like meat, eggs and milk and dairy products, and some like complex carbohydrate like rice or wheat or something, and vegetables also. And you just need to eat more of them consistently and don't overcomplicate and change them. Like you are eating one thing like in a 1 week and second week you have changed something and now you're in your calorie deficit and everything, you're not in a calorie surplus, so you're not gonna see any progress. You have to actually stick to only one diet and actually progressively overloading into it by going to the calorie surplus and increasing the calories weekly. And third and very important thing is sticking to only one system and not getting distracted by new trends. Most of the guys I see, they got distracted by new trends, like they focus on some influencer like YouTube influencer and which got viral in like last week or last month, and he was giving some advice, and that's why I need to focus on these muscle groups and these exercise more instead of my usual gym routine and my diet and everything. I have to change my diet, like, because this influencer is using this diet, so I also have to use this. No, you don't need to change things frequently, but you only have to stick to only one system which you are usually doing. I'm not saying you to be in your comfortable routine or anything like that. I'm saying you to only stick to only one system, like one process, because there might be some other systems to get you build an aesthetic body, or maybe get you some build an other type of body or anything like that. But if you want to build an aesthetic body, you just need only one process and actually sticking to it. Like for example, there are so many ways of making money, like YouTube, or maybe some career, or like job or business or entrepreneurship, like artist or something else. And the rewards of those businesses and those careers are actually same, like you got fame and money and everything. But if you got ADHD and if you are changing from one business model to another, and like one career to another, you are not gonna get a results. And the same thing goes for the fitness also. You have to stick to only one diet and only one gym routine, and actually progressively overloading into it and actually improving it. You don't need to get distracted by new trends. You actually need to stick to only one system, and that's all. If you need more help in building an aesthetic body, and if you want a step-by-step guide that actually works, my aesthetic body course lays out the exact system that I followed, which is the first link in the description, which you might be interested in. Goodbye.